Hello and welcome to Open Mic, your voice to spirituality and mediumship. I'm your host, Ramsey Chiri, and my co host, Dennis Coughlin. All right,
Hi,
who's
everyone.
coming? Hello, before we start talking, a bit of intro. I'm a psychic medium. You can find me at ramseychiri.net, and my co host, Tanis, you can find her everywhere. Go ahead.
Everywhere?
No, on the net, like, okay, just cheers.
Well, we are all one, but yeah, I'm Tanis Coggin from the Twilla Lifestyle Community, Twilla Lifestyle Academy. And I am an intuitive energy healer, galactic shaman, galactic ambassador, channel, Celtic shamanic high priestess. Yeah, I do stuff. And yes, you can find me at twillalifestyle.ca.
Here you go. And if you're watching us from YouTube, please click the like button and do subscribe so that you can see when we're on. We're on every second week,
Mhm.
but Tanis is on
Second
every
day.
couple of days
that's
on
why he,
other shows.
that's why he thinks I'm on all the time. Everywhere. Yeah, we do a Twillo talk on Mondays, and Ramsey's been a guest a number of times, and hopefully again very soon.
Yep.
And then I also do a show on Wednesdays where we do free readings with Michelle Marie and other guests. Ramsey's also been on that show with us a few times, and that one's coming soon too, I believe. So yeah, so we do lots of stuff. We do that. I do Bridge to the Galaxy, which is another once a month. I'm doing one with Beyond Being Human once a month, and another one with some therapists from the UK once a month. So
Oh,
mhm.
did I miss that? Maybe I missed that.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think I missed that. I didn't know there was another show hidden
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, yeah. That one's been quite a few months now. Probably 8 months or so. I've been doing that one.
Oh, nice.
I missed the last two, unfortunately, with other things, but mhm.
No, it's good. It's good to spread the word and spread the light across this world. It is awesome. It's a great feeling. It's I was gonna say satisfaction, but there's deeper than satisfaction. There's
Mhm.
a soul connection to it that we go for. So, anyways, today we thought about how to maneuver a noisy world. Not a nosy world. Sorry, I'm a bit stuck, but
It can be nosy too. I'm just saying, but
yes,
it is noisy indeed.
yeah. So we do live in a time where we're never disconnected. We're always on. The in the old days, we used to read the paper in the morning, and that's it. By 10 o'clock, it's old news, and you have to wait for the next day to get the newspaper. And now we have news 24 hours here and there. A lot of things that are happening. We have something called a phone, uh,
We
and
do.
it's ringing all the time. And then you have back and forth with a lot of things, so it just does not stop. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Hello, Facebook user. Love
Hello,
you.
hello.
We don't know who you are. If you can write your name, that will be awesome. So sometimes it doesn't show the name of the person that is connecting with us.
And I am
So
looking to see if I can see, but it don't. It's not showing.
it's not showing. That's okay. So with all this noise that is going through our lives, uh, we have to find a time of peace. Howdy, Tarot Stash.
Hey, Gerald. Thanks for joining us. Oh, it's Michelle.
Michelle who? Michelle who?
Michelle Marie. It says right there, Michelle Marie.
Oh, look. That's her.
Astrologicaltarot.com.
I saved it from last time so that when she says hello, we can play it for her. You can find her at
Beautiful.
Astrological Tarot. We are guest on her show every other Wednesday or so. and I think you're on you're a guest every week, so you're part of the
I'm there every week.
yeah. But I jump in every now and then.
Yeah. We have teachers from the academy on pretty much every second week, I would say. Yeah.
So
And so
yeah.
Gerald is on Tarot Stash. So you can find him on Tarot Stash on YouTube.
Mhm.
His stuff is awesome too. And a big hello to Twisted Sushi. Hello, hello. Thanks for
Actually,
joining
I thought it
us.
was one of those. I was gonna block it, and I go, "What?"
No, no,
I do
no.
apologize. Anytime, Michelle.
We do
Uh,
love reading with you. I
I love
concur.
it. So, those ladies and myself, we need time off to be able to connect with the with our higher being, with ourselves. Should so just a bit to disconnect with the
Hey.
disconnect from the noisy world and be able to connect with the spirit world to pass on messages. And the same way, we would like to have that peace, that disconnection from the noise. As human beings, we all need that. We
Mm-hmm.
all need that to just regroup. Because to be honest, we get scattered with all the noise around. We get scattered. We're looking at something, we're listening to something, we're talking to somebody, and all of it happening at the same time. Who watches TV and surfs the net and listen to a song at the same time?
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of people can relate, and you do need that time to connect with yourself. Uh, let's stop for a second. Hi, Gerald, and Twisted Sushi. Oh, that's
Michelle
Michelle.
is saying that. Yes, Michelle is astrological tarot. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So, how could we stop the chatter? That's basically what we're trying to say today. Well, what we're trying to talk about today is how
Mm-hmm.
can we disconnect to connect? You cannot connect until you disconnect, and it is very important. Now, if you have demanding jobs and demanding family life, and you think you can go to bed at night and disconnect, good luck. Because while you're sleeping, your brain is working, trying to decipher and find solution for issues and stuff that happen during the day.
Yeah.
And and I'm sure a lot of you could relate, you wake up in the middle of the night with this thing going nonstop. So when do you stop, and how do you stop it?
Mm-hmm.
So
I know Michelle does it while cooking, except that she's cook lurking tonight. So she is not stopping. She's, which we're glad because we love having her here. She's cook lurking.
lurking, that's a good one as a phrase.
Yes, we do.
Who
Yes.
says Tanisa, my husband slay demons at night? Yes, of course.
Yeah, Ramsey
Uh,
does too, just for the record. He's there too. But
I'm in denial.
I've seen you.
So how do you? It's by the way, the how, and I'm sure we all know how. Okay, you can stop, turn off your computer, go in the woods, and do all of these things. We all know how, but do we do it? And not only doing it, when you're walking in the woods, are you still connected with your mind to what you left behind, or have you brought your mind and yourself to the present moment to be where you are with your breath, with the feeling on from your feet when you step on those, like, soft spots on the ground in the woods, and you hit a rock or something? Are you aware? Are you being there? Are you being present? That's the key. So tennis.
What you were just talking about, all I could see was feeling that, that really soft moss that you
Yes.
find in the, and putting your bare feet on that. I just love that. That's all I can think of when you're talking about it. I'm like, oh, that moss. Yeah.
But that's a perfect example
Mhm.
because all your senses, where did they just go? Because I'm listening to you and they just went there. They went
Yep.
into my feet and I can feel that spongy feeling, wet and whatever. Sometimes it's a bit slippery, but that whole experience in a split of a second. Tara Stash.
Yeah.
No, no, no. This is specialty for us only. Sorry.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. But I have a feeling you're more of a librarian, Gerald. Hmm. I think you're more of a librarian, so you're a keeper of knowledge, is what comes through for me. But I think you've seen some action too.
I'm sure he does. Or he did.
Hmm.
Jonathan had a chat with me this morning about remaining present. It helps me with my anxiety. Beautiful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Anxiety is all about thinking about the future, and regret and stuff is all about the past. So if we can stay in the present moment, then we don't have to access those
Yeah,
feelings right away. Because a lot of times our anxiety is not, it's not helpful, right? It's not helping us um, to think clearly when we're in an anxious state. But there's a lot of anxiety right now. The solar storms are crazy. I think I had 6 or 7 alerts today about different solar storms. So, all of those create this anxiety feeling as well. So I know there's a lot of us working through those feelings. And sometimes it's just the physical sensation of it. Sometimes if it sparks you to start ruminating, but it's sometimes it starts with like a physical sensation of it. And that's like that energetic component that happens. So sometimes it's not about what you're ruminating about at all. Sometimes it's just the energy.
yeah.
So,
Uh,
okay.
my
So,
next one. Uh,
yeah, I can see
and
that.
504. This is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. He
I'm
says, I'm a keeper of knowledge. Oh, you ignite suns, bringing us. Yes.
oh,
That's
thank
what
you.
Gerald does. Gerald does that. Yes.
And yeah, I'm a keeper of knowledge. I agree. All beings have knowledge. Perhaps I have to wrestle to knowledge out them. Not everyone is able to do that.
If they're unwilling to hand it over, maybe. Who knows?
I think with your superpower, you can absorb it with no resistance. Resistance
Yeah,
is futile.
this is true. This is true.
So, one of the things that I noticed lately, and when I do readings and stuff, and especially my work is demanding, is I have silos, kind
Hmm.
of. One that has work in it, and when I'm in it, I'm sparking everywhere because of all the information and things that I have to deal with on a minute by minute basis. But what I do when I get out of that silo, I disconnect. And I'm in the silo that I wanted to be in. For example, if I'm doing a reading and get myself out and I walk into the reading and that's all I have is the reading, nothing else. And it's an awesome sensation because you are in control of everything around you. And if you've
Hmm.
seen that movie Lucy, no,
No.
no. Anyways, she takes this, she takes this special drug and then she overdoses on it and then she overdoses the overdose to a point where she becomes one with everything around. And
Ah.
it's see all the energy from cell phone going up and down and she sees connection and then she moves through the noise and picks up exactly what she wants and listens to that. She's there. And there are like hundreds of thousands of lines going up and down, and she zooms in on one and pulled it out and focuses on it. And that's what we do. That's what we like
Yeah.
need to train ourselves to be able to do.
And that's very apropos for intuitives, right? Because
Yeah.
we often have a whole bunch of them talking to us at the same time. And so we
Yeah.
have to learn to sort of pick out the ones to listen to
Hmm.
and try and get the message from that one and then move on to the next one, sort of thing. I often say you tell them they got to line up
Yeah.
because that's a way of compartmentalizing it, right? Because that's kind of what you're talking about in the silos, compartmentalizing your types of thought patterns. Because for you, it's very different thought patterns too.
One is very left brain, one is very brain, and nothing in
Hmm.
between.
Yeah,
I have a multiple personalities, but that's a different thing. Different topic.
they don't call it that anymore.
Oh, sorry, Casey.
Neural divergent.
Oh
No, that's
God,
a different thing altogether.
that's complicated for me.
You just channel. That's all. So that's the other personality that comes in.
So and it happened to me today also because I was working. I came back and I had a 2 to 3 a session, and we wanted to do mediumship presentation to 20 people. I was late and I was parking the car downstairs, run up, and I look at the time and go 59. I need a drink. So I said, no, just stop everything. It doesn't matter. They know you're late. Get your glass of water, come to the computer. So I just like focused myself back in,
Hmm.
went into the Zoom call, got 3 spirits, talked about them, and walked out after an hour.
Awesome.
Then after that hour, went back to my other computer, immersed myself into my work. Actually, which was I just remembered, my mind was clearer afterward, and what I accomplished in the hour or so afterwards was more than what I did in the morning.
Hmm.
It actually cleared up my whole mind, and I was able to be more productive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It does help having two computers too, I have to tell you. Like for me, because I do the HR, I'm an HR consultant as well, guys. So I do like, I have two hats too that are quite different. Um, and so when I do the two different jobs, I have to sort of change my mindset the same way. And so for me, I have the other computer in the other room. And so I go there and I do my HR stuff. And then I come in here and I sit down and then I focus on being present here in what I'm doing now. So it's, it does help to have like a, almost a different environment or, and I mean, a computer is like an environment, right? It has
Yeah.
different stuff on it and all of that stuff. So it's kind of like having a different environment.
Yeah, which is true because the 2 computers that I have, each one's have a different feeling.
Hmm.
This one I sit and I'm happy. The other one I'm miserable. But no,
Well, right now
yeah,
it's yeah,
no, but
you're
it
having a time. So
it brings me into the work mode, and this one brings me into the play mode.
right, yeah,
So I made sure that they're in different rooms also.
yeah,
In my case, I put them in different rooms so that okay, this room you cannot work in.
hmm,
This is you play in. And it does help because it brings you okay. What happens with our brain is that you go into altered states,
yep,
especially when you're doing mediumship and readings and stuff. You go into an altered state. So the physical presence of a computer that you use all the time in that altered state bring you directly to it without having to do additional meditation or stuff, whatever it is, to
hmm,
bring yourself in. You just take a deep breath and you're on.
yep, yep. If I tried to do what like this kind of thing at the other at my other computer, I think I would have a really hard time just because it's not I don't use it for this. So it's very different space, and it invokes that different brain state,
Yeah.
like you were talking about, right? A different frequency. The rooms are different frequencies, and the computers emit different frequencies because of what we do with them.
Which just reminded me when I was in the UK and we had to do there was something I can't remember what we were doing for the school, and I brought my computer there because I don't want to use anything else. But of course, everything had to go haywire on that day where there's no internet, and things were happening. And then I ended up in the cold outside and I froze and what. I ended up
That was a
in,
fun show.
but I ended up where at the pub with my phone.
Yep.
Remember?
Hmm.
And all I can think of, and most of the within every sentence there's one or two words that mention drinks,
Yeah.
and it was automatic. I wasn't thinking about it. It's just like it was flowing.
Yeah.
I'm not,
Because
spirit,
you're sitting
spirit,
in the
alcohol.
energy of drinking.
Yeah.
It was fascinating, folks. I don't know which episode it was, but it was fascinating.
I can't remember which one it was. Yeah. Hold on. What is this?
We're just reading our notes here.
I do my
Yes.
reading in a separate area to help the vibe. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
One with that computer, right?
Yes.
I
That computer, the other computer.
Oh yes, yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
Hmm. And Gerald says, I often burn different incense based upon what I'm doing. Keeps the noise in the right place. Yes. And our nose is a strong trigger for
Yeah.
our brain state. That's why essential oils work the way they do.
So in this case, what he's using a different sense to move into an altered state, and he programmed himself with different scent to do different things.
Hmm.
So you bring yourself into different silos with a switch, well, a flick of a switch, basically. And what happens also is that the mind stops talking because the mind now knows it is in box A, and it will do what box A is required to be done.
It kind of puts us into that space where there's part of what we do is autopilot. So when we trigger our mind with this kind of thing, it helps put us in autopilot for the things that we don't have to think about in what we're doing, and leaves space for us to think and problem solve, depending on which side which which computer we're sitting at. Yeah.
So it is important to train yourself to do certain things, and that's why um, your living room, you have your TV in, because that's where you kind of like shut your mind off and allow the TV to take over your personality, your emotions, your feelings, and all of that. But once you turn it off and you move into the bedroom is a space where it should be with low vibrational energy so that you can rest and relax.
Yeah.
And you can't mix the two. Otherwise, you're like all night long, buzzing from the whatever that the TV had done to you, basically.
Hmm. Yeah. That's why we have to be careful which crystals we put in the bedroom too, because we feel that vibration. So we want calming crystals in the bedroom, and they actually sing. So we do have to be careful about how close they are to the bed and all of that stuff, because sometimes we will hear it, not consciously, but subconsciously. Oh, cool. Hmm.
Here you go. Michelle burns specific incense for the planet on their day of the week during mantras. Today was Shukra, Venus Day, and I burnt a scent specific to Goddess Lakshmi. That is
Oh,
awesome.
good. Abundance.
Yeah. What kind of incense does Lakshmi uh, that you burn for? Sorry, for Goddess Lakshmi. I'll be interested to know.
Hmm. I wonder if it's like spicy and orangey, because abundance, the scents, the essential oils would be like a cinnamon and an orange together for abundance.
And what does opium?
Oh,
I got incense from India, which is opium. Phenomenal smell. Phenomenal.
I
Really
bet.
good. No, no, no. It doesn't get you high. It's just uh, what do you call it? It's kind of bit strong, but to me it just caught my the scent caught me, and I go, I like this, but I don't burn it every day. It's just there's certain time I go, oh, I have to burn this, but I don't know why. I just like burn it.
It'll be interesting to tap in each time you go to burn it and
I'll
ask the
figure out what.
guides because they'll
Yeah,
tell you. Why did you want me to burn this right now?
it's expensive. No, no, it's not.
I just got some um, cool ones, somewhat along the lines of what Michelle was saying. I found some. I have a whole pack of them here. So I found some that are for the different angels. So like this one is one for Metatron, Gabriel, Michael, Haniel. What else have I got? Raphael, Melchizedek, Uriel. So if I'm going to connect with one of those guys specifically, then I pull those out and start using those. So those are for my channeling, and I actually go to channel them.
And this is another way to quiet your mind.
It is.
Is put it in there, and it just brings you to the state that you're looking for.
Lotus, rose, and jasmine. Yeah,
Oh,
for sure. Because
I
she's
bought
very
that.
feminine. She's very much feminine goddess, right? So
That's true. I have got jasmine incense from India, which is awesome.
beautiful.
I need to get more incense, but I'm a hoarder. I have incense.
Is that one of your collections? Mine's crystals.
Yeah,
uh,
and also you can use stuff like this. For example, crystal. This is not a crystal, by the way. It's just it's a stone. It's a prophecy stone, but
it's still considered a crystal, the prophecy stone.
it is a crystallized something. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can program this to bring you into a state also. So there are a lot of times when I'm doing reading, I just pick it up because it's on the table. I'll pick it up, I'll hold it, and I just continue. I don't notice it that it's in my hand, and it makes holes in my skin because it's all pointy. So and I'm holding it strong, and I realize that there are holes, so I stop. I apply.
Dents, hopefully, not holes, but yeah,
Yes, dents.
yes.
She likes frankincense and myrrh.
So the other thing would be something like, which one is it? I think it's this one. Nope, that's the wrong energy. This one. So this particular crystal is programmed with Sekhmet energy. From when we went to that thing at the museum, we went to see
Oh yes, yes,
Queens of
yes.
Egypt
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exhibit,
Yeah.
and I programmed this with the Sekhmet. They were huge. How tall were they? Like 10 feet tall, couple of floors, 2 floors tall. These Sekhmet stone statues, and so I programmed this while I was there with that energy. So if I'm tapping into Sekhmet, for instance, for her energy, I will use this crystal and be able to tap into her because crystals are super programmable. So
Mhm.
yeah,
So are different ways that you can bring yourself into the present without having to travel on vacation to Cuba. Because by the way,
yeah.
why do you think I went
Exciting.
when you go on vacation, what happens? You're just 100% present where you are. Everything else just disappeared.
Yeah.
And you need that feeling almost every day. Because going on vacation is nice the first day. The second day is like, oh my God, there's only 6 days left, and I'm gonna go back to work. Oh my God, I have 4. You forget. But but the first day or two, you're like in this bubble away from the universe.
Yeah.
And before you start thinking about work and stuff like that. So that is good. That feeling that comes up, it's good to be able to harness it, keep it in the bottle, and bring it up whenever you need it, which is almost on a daily basis.
Yeah. So
uh
I think those top 3 are all about, or the top 4 are about the crystal, Sekhmet
okay.
crystal. Yeah. So
Where's this? I think she likes tennis. She liked that tennis.
yeah, Sekhmet like that is what
Yeah,
he's saying, I
okay.
think. Yeah. Thank you. That's
That's wonderful.
wonderful. Yeah. With the lion. Awesome.
What a
Thank you.
lion.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
little
that's
lion.
adorable.
Yeah. Because Sekhmet's the lioness.
Yes.
Lion head with female body. Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. She was in Ottawa.
Yeah. Well, Gatineau, but yeah.
Oh
Same
yeah,
diff. Same diff.
it's
Yeah.
right next
We
door.
went to a museum and saw all sorts of stuff there. It was fun.
Yeah,
It was
that was
quite
that
a
was
transformative experience for us both.
that
Yeah.
was a strong energy. It was actually, I think it was my first time. No, not my first time. It was second time, but the first time I remember it wasn't a nice experience. Anyways, the people I was with there, it just wasn't. But then it was. I think I was waving, like shifting back and forth from the strength of the energy in the place.
Yeah.
That's what I remember happening, and of course you were bawling your eyes out somewhere else. Sorry, no, not on national television.
Yes, I had a very emotional response, folks.
Yeah, in front of one of those.
It was in the sarcophagus room.
That's what I thought. I thought it
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
tombish thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get to these places and you connect, and when you connect, you just bring everything that you have into that moment,
Mhm.
and the feeling that you get out of it is intense. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I
But
mean, you had that big download too in front of.
I don't remember what happened. Like all I remember, it
Yeah.
was a massive thing that was happening, and I'm like in La La Land
Yeah.
almost.
There was one point where I had to put my hand on your back because I thought you were going to fall over. So I was like, "Are you okay?" Then we went into the sarcophagus room and I cried, and so it was very. We cleared a lot of stuff that day. I think
Yeah.
there was a lot of stuff so Ramsey and I had a lifetime together in that time period, and so it kind of brought us back to that time period to clear any of the sort of old stuff. I think that's what it was for me anyway.
Yes, and it's a good thing we talked about it, is that to get into that time period, you needed to be present,
Yeah.
and not only present is like, yeah, I'm here, and here selfie with the with a god or a goddess or whatever it is, a statue and stuff like that. No, it was a literal present,
Yeah.
complete immersion in what was happening. Plus, the energy that is coming out of those statues
Yeah.
were also strong. So if you're
Yeah.
not paying attention and you're too busy talking and doing other stuff, you just miss it. You don't feel anything.
Yeah. But when you
And
go in and tune in,
yeah,
but
you too.
it was hard to not tune in that day. I remember standing in line. Do you remember this? We were standing in
Yeah.
line to go in, and there was it was so cute. We were seeing like gods and goddesses walking around in the astral, And we're standing in line, and all of a sudden, this little girl that was in line behind us, she all of a sudden stops and she goes over to the TV screen. And they have like this whole temple scene going on this TV to keep people occupied while we're waiting in line. All of a sudden, this little girl starts doing sun salutations in the middle of the hallway at the screen. I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God, get out of her. And then all of a sudden the girl sat up and she looked around and she went running back to her family. I was like, geez, you're not allowed to do that. Stop jumping people. It was an intense day. There was a lot going on there.
So to continue on Egypt, I went to the British Museum in London.
That's right.
Massive. It's huge. Of course, I ended up in the Egyptian section of the museum, and I didn't go to anything else. I just like sat there, and although the energies were different,
yeah,
but I was frozen in front of the statue of Ramses II. I was like, okay, I can sit here. I can sit.
Well, it's like going home for you.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm home.
We've had a lot of confirmation about both of our sort of roles there. So it was incredible to witness.
Yeah.
So whether we were actually these beings or not, or we were definitely very connected to these two. So Ramsey is very connected, or was Ramses II, and I'm very connected, or was sorry, I have people talking to me. Nefertari, which is the sarcophagus that I was crying in front of. So that was that's why you felt like you were going home when you're sitting in front of the Ramses II thing, right?
And I'm telling you, if you've ever been to the British Museum, it is phenomenal. They have tons and tons of stuff. Yeah. But I did not visit it. So don't ask me. I just went to one place and it just stayed there and I didn't want to move. Yeah. And after I got all the things that I needed, whatever it was, I just stood up, bought a few souvenirs and walked out. I go, but there's nothing here. Like, I don't need any. I don't want to see anything. I'm good.
That was the reason you were there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You totally knew what was going on? That's what Gerald says. In what way, Gerald? Which part? The sun salutations thing? Ooh, cool.
Somebody had another experience like that. Oh.
Nice. And who is this? Could you tell us your name, please? We only get Facebook user on our screen here. The south of France.
And Turkey. It's Turkey.
Oh, yeah. Nadine. Yeah, it could be Nadine. Them talking to me. Yes. They like to tease me a lot.
Oh no, Judy.
Yeah.
Hi, Judy.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining. And that is awesome. When you get those experiences, it's really awesome. It just transports you into something that you've been there before. It is impossible that you have not been there before. It is incredible, the feeling when that happens. Incredible. Mm-hmm. And we have hi, Ramsey.
Yeah. Gerald said,
hi there. Where's Gerald? Did I miss him?
Gerald, yeah, he said, I couldn't hear it, just felt it.
Okay,
in a good way. They're pushy in a good way. Yeah, they're insistent. That's what I prefer to call it. So it's very distracting. They were being insistent.
one of Egypt's more powerful and influential pharaoh. He is known for his military campaign, extensive building project, and his role in the Battle of Kutch. True, and he's also because every pharaoh went and built his own statues and his temples and statues and his statues for himself as the god of Egypt. But this guy, what he did over and above the statues that he built for himself, he went and defaced the older statues and put his face on top of them too, because he he is a supreme to all beings, and that's why he's famous. Other than him being a warrior and running around and conquering stuff, but he also put his face everywhere on in his kingdom. It's an amazing story. Yeah, I had nothing to do, just like yeah, I don't like this statue. Just put my face there. To Hathor, but I prefer think of everyone connected to her. Otherwise, it's all confusing to me. What is confusing? Let's talk about this. This is an awesome subject.
It is, yeah.
Go ahead,
So,
Janice.
and the other thing I want to say is that neither of us like stepped into the belief that we were these people without an awful lot of confirmation, right? Because remember all those things that happened to me? You remember?
What?
Well, we had a conversation about you being Ramses, and we thought I was Nefertiti. Remember?
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not stepping into that. That's a huge role. And then the next day, I had a client who had a necklace. I had told them they've got to give me some confirmation before I believe that stuff. The next day, I had a client who had a necklace on, and it was a Nefertiti necklace. And not only did she just have it on, she pointed it out to me and said, "See, it's my Nefertiti necklace. It's my favorite." And I was like, okay, cool. and then, and then, oh yeah, cool.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Yeah, sorry. So then the next day, so another 2 days after that, I guess, I went to garage sales with my son. I hadn't done it in a long time, and we thought, oh well, we'll just go pass some time. And I'm in this one garage sale, and there's all of these old teacups. You know, the teacups with the saucers. It was an older woman who was getting rid of all that stuff,
Oh yeah.
and right in the middle of all these cups and saucers was this onyx bust of Nefertiti. Of course, I had to buy it. The next day, I went to a flea market. And at this flea market, there's an Asian store that I go to because I get my ceremonial stuff, my ceremonial knives from this place. And so I get what I want to get, and the rest of it's all like Asian incense and like the dragons and the lucky cats and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm standing at the cash, and I say I'm going to purchase something. The woman says, "Okay, I'll go and get a box for that." I said, "Okay." I turn around at the cash, and what's sitting there is a Nefertiti incense holder in an Asian shop. So I was like, okay. So then we go to the show, and I'm thinking Nefertiti, and we walk into the Nefertari tomb thing. They were showing a film of her lifetime, and I started to cry. Like, I embarrassed Ramsey. And 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 then we start walking around, and I was like, that's weird, because I thought I was Nefertiti. Why would that be triggering me? And then we find the timeline, and the timeline told us that it was Nefertari that was married to Ramses II.
Yes, it was a different timeline. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Well, no, no, no. It has to be here, and it turns out to be here somewhere else on the map. Yeah.
Yep. But Nefertiti is known as like the quintessential queen or whatever. So they've got busts of her all over the place. And I had a slight emotional reaction with the Nefertiti bust, but nothing like the Nefertari thing. So it was yeah. So I don't step into these things lightly. I'll have to say that.
Oh, Thor's husband, Horus. Okay.
Yes, it was Horus. That's right. Hmm.
But these things are, I know people kind of get mixed up with the fact that, oh no, I must have been that person and that person only. But a soul is,
It's energy.
it's like taking a bowl of water and saying this part over here is going to be one person and this part over here is one person, but at the end of the day we're all that pool of water,
Hmm.
and we are all what we are. But there's something, the connection sometimes is very strong to a certain lifetime of a human that we connect with, and it resonates with us a lot because something must have happened to connect us to that point in time.
Hmm. Yeah, which is why I said, we were either that person or we were very
Yeah,
connected to them. Hmm.
very powerful. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then we go out of the museum, and there's a picture. There's a movie playing about the queens, and it's
Mm.
all about Ramses II and Nefertari. That was the other thing that happened.
And there was something else. Remember, in the museum, the I think there was a section of all the god statues, and one of them was the what do you call it, the lion head,
Hmm.
and on the other side of the wall was the souvenir shop.
That's right.
And I was telling you in the morning, I walked into the souvenir shop, and I got closer to that section. Oh my god, that vibration is so strong, and I couldn't
Yes,
figure out what it was. And it turns out that that section was all the gods. They had them all in there. It was a good experience.
it was. It was amazing. I had an energy headache though most of the day because there was so much energy in there, but it was great. It was
But
really
I
great.
do invite people to go to museums, to go to somewhere where they can connect to something and see how it feels,
Hmm.
because this is part of who we are as humans, is to feel other energies rather than watching TV or a movie or something like that, where we kill ourselves by blocking all our what do you call that? Our feelings, our emotion. We block them,
Yeah.
and then we sit there like zombies doing other stuff. Just allow it to flow and see what comes out. Because some people could connect to a painting,
Hmm.
and it transports them into another world, which is just awesome world. Eleanor of Aquitaine has walked through my life, including Dream Cafe, for so many years. Judy here, yeah, I knew it was you when I read the yeah. This is amazing, but you are connected to her.
Yeah.
You're connected to her, and you're connected to yourself, to your higher self. You're connected there, and then when that spirit of that person comes in, you just like you're how am I gonna? It's like a magnet. It just pulls you in, and you connect with that. That's amazing. I was gonna something flashed in my head, but now it went away. Uh, yeah, it's like what I was gonna say, because we're part of the songline, the Witches songline, which we did a what do you call it, an episode for with Janet and Susie and so on.
Hmm.
Jean d'Arc came
Right.
one time, and Susie, who's also on as part of the group, we were working together, and I go, yes, I see. I said, I don't know who she is, but to be honest with you, she has a sword. She's this. She's that. She's wearing a red dress, and I like I described the dress to the point, the small little detail. That's how strong the energy of Jean d'Arc was with her, and she was working on the song line at that time. I said, and she's telling me to tell you that you have the picture. Once you find it, send it to me, and and she pulls it out, and that was the exact picture: the dress, the color, the pattern on the fabric, the whole work. and now it's part of the songline. And it's beautiful, Judy, because
Awesome.
experiences are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Michelle says we're all drops in the cosmic ocean.
Yes,
We are
absolutely.
indeed.
Genealogy.
Cool. Very cool.
Thank you. Awesome.
These are amazing experiences that we're all having. And I think it's beautiful that we can connect to those strong, powerful people and bring that energy into our lives here in whatever capacity. You know, they often show up for us in those times when we need them as well,
Yeah.
in terms of, you know, I don't know, you need something, you need that warrior energy, and Sekhmet comes in, you know, whatever, or Horus, because you need warrior energy, or you need that beautiful energy. So it often they show up for us depending on what's going on in our lives.
And
So,
exactly.
mhm,
And although you might be, some of them stay with you for a longer period, but whatever you're going through at that point in time, you need that support, and that support comes to you from somewhere else,
mhm,
unseen, but you have to be present, cut the noise, so you are able to connect with it.
mhm. THT. This must be an acronym I'm not aware
I'm not aware of that either.
of. I'm older. That's my excuse.
So, in today we had a session part of the songline, and we wanted to teach. Not, oh, sorry, no problem. So we wanted to give them a bit of mediumship, So Susie and I, we said, okay, well, we'll just connect, and we'll see if there's any spirit that wants to pass a message. We'll pass it on, and I got a spirit for somebody's mom. Passed the message. It was beautiful. Then Susie got a message for someone else. It was the dad. The message was beautiful, but the dad didn't want to go. The dad had more to say, and he came through me, and I passed it on with all the emotions that is required for the thing, because it was such a huge hurdle that his daughter overcame, some generational stuff, and he needed to thank her for that. And so it comes in different ways from different places through different people.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it was a multi-generational I want to say curse, but it's not a curse. It's something else.
It's not a trauma even. It was very dark. I can still see it
Yeah.
creeping out of the abyss every now and then, and attacking me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of an eclipse in a book in the library.
Ellipsis.
Oh, ellipses. Okay.
Cool. That's awesome.
So we're coming almost to an end. We're coming almost to the hour. You guys were awesome with us.
So I feel like there's somebody that you're
Please
drawn to. If somebody needs a message.
go ahead.
No, I think you have it.
Oh, I have it. I don't. No. The father of that lady is still stuck with me.
Okay. I'm like, there's somebody with you. I know that somebody has something they want to share.
Yeah, because I felt him come in, and I go, okay, well, this is what happened today, because he needed to pass a message, and he didn't want to leave. Anyways, he's gonna go.
He
That's
likes
cool.
you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's
He
just
was
beside you smiling.
very grateful for passing on the final message, which was awesome. It was uh, cleansing, relieving, so all of it coming all at once, tears gushing.
Well, that's good. You probably needed a good cry today.
Yes.
See, I'm not the only one that cries.
No, 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 which is awesome. Right.
We all do from time to time. Yeah. It's a great energy release.
So, guys, here it is. It is very, very important to disconnect. There are tons of ways to do that. Like we mentioned, through oh, sorry, through crystals, stones, uh, incense, different kind of incense for different kind of ritual. You can space dedicated space for certain things, different computers that we talked about, and so on. There are multiple ways that we can bring ourselves into the present, over and above just walking in the wood and I don't know, or swimming in the ocean, which I love to do that because then you're all centered in there, or going on vacation, which I like to do all the time. but but yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm sure you did. I love the interaction, and I'm sure Tanis had the same experience as I did.
Absolutely. It was a great show. Thanks for joining us, everyone. And yeah, don't forget to come back. Come
And
back and see us.
I hope you can use those tips for your few minutes of what do you call that, quiet time.
Yeah.
Hopefully. This thank you so much, Judy. Same time next week, the week after, Judy.
Yeah. Every 2 weeks we do
Every
this.
2 weeks. Love to
Hmm.
have you on.
Hmm.
Thank you all. Thank you. Have an awesome evening.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon.